Debbie Fields Realty Group, Reese Monument Company, Roland Veterinary Services, Clayton Homes of Middlesboro, Kentucky, Mary's Home Furnishings and Appliance Center, John Smith Subs Harrogate, Danny England Motors, Stay and Play Doggy Daycare and more, Walker and Walker Construction, Claiborne Health and Wellness, Value RX Pharmacy Tazewell, Hearthside Bank, Whitaker Insurance Agency, Pizza in Tazewell, First Century Bank, provider of our communications.
Okay. Welcome to the Zone's All Access, episode 66, hosted by the Sports Center. Today, my guest is none other than mayoral candidate Joe Johnson. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Before we begin, I need to mention my partners that are scrolling across the bottom. Without them, we could not do what we do, and Rex for giving us a place to have these. I appreciate him. And you've seen the video of our premier partners. They're essential to what we do as well. Okay, I'm going to start off by saying I urge Jack Daniels to reach out to me so we can set up a date for his interview if he chooses. Secondly, the Zone will never endorse a candidate, and we will do our best to ensure fairness. Okay, Joe, once again, thank you for coming in. Ask comments in the comment section below. If you got a question or anything, ask them there, and we got time at the end. We will try to answer a few. All right. Thanks again for coming. Just where are you from?
I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
All right, a little louder.
I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
Good deal. Talk to me about your family a little bit.
Well, I'm one of 6 children. I have 5 kids,
Yeah.
6 grandchildren. I grew up as I played baseball until I was like 9 years old. I'm a bowler. Love to bowl. I've got 4 300 games, 2 of them here at Hillcrest Lanes, and 2 in Columbus, Ohio. I just love this community.
Do you have any kids?
Yes, 5.
5 kids.
5 kids.
All right. What about pets?
I have a bunch of dogs, rescue dogs.
Dog person.
Yeah, we foster for the shelter here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. We foster fail a lot.
Okay. You mentioned playing sports as a kid. Was any other sports than baseball that you played a little bit?
Just shooting basketball, nothing like in a league or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Why did baseball? Why'd you like baseball so much?
I like to pitch. So,
Pitcher.
Yeah, I was a pitcher. When I got to be older, as an adult, I pitched in the softball league. And they said it was natural because of the bowling that I did. It was natural to be a softball pitcher.
Looking back at that time in your life, did you have a favorite team, a favorite player?
Wow. Well, my favorite team was the Cleveland Indians in baseball. So, my favorite player was probably Kenny Lofton.
Nice. Good choice. Other than playing sports, like up to middle school and through high school, what were your interests? What did you enjoy doing?
Bowling. I know
sure,
you said
bowling,
no,
yeah.
you said no sports, but just I just like to talk to people.
Mhm.
Parents were involved in a lot of like charity stuff, so we went around and they donated their time a lot. So as kids, I always had to go and help them set up for events and things like that.
So middle school, in high school, did you go away from playing baseball?
Yes,
Uh, I just wonder why.
just we moved. I mean,
Okay.
we moved when I was like 9, 10 years old, and the new area just didn't offer everything that we had when we lived in Columbus.
but you kept bowling.
Yes,
Okay, talk about why you bowl.
I love it. I'm good at bowling. It's one of those things. You throw that ball down there, and you know it's going to get a strike, and then the 10 pin stays up, so you get mad. But but yeah, I love bowling.
What does bowling teach a person?
Um, well, it can teach you how to stay calm. Because I mean, in bowling and leagues and stuff, there's a lot of rules. You can't lose your temper. A lot of
Yes,
people still do, but you're not supposed to. It can teach you how to score, so it teaches you a lot of math. Different
sure.
kinds of
Yeah.
math, because a lot of people, they like to go throw the ball, but they don't know what the score is. They don't know how to add. So
Did you take anything from your high school education that helps you move into politics?
uh, just history, the history part of high school, you can bring into, like, a lot of people didn't know that, like, in Ohio there used to be a different capital. A lot of people didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
So they'd ask questions like that, and then the history about it, just learning things about you know your area where you live.
Yeah.
It's like moving down here. I've learned so much just from talking to people. And just listening and basically listening, because sometimes people can talk down here.
Sure. Yeah, we no strangers. Okay, uh what's interesting to you that you've learned from Claiborne County?
So, um, with politics,
Not necessarily
and
politics,
I
but
know,
just
I know, but that's a big one.
okay.
A lot of people get caught up in what's the way it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
You know, like, it's always my roads aren't good. Things like that, and just just things like, well, with the roads, the schools, people getting raises that shouldn't. I know I shouldn't bring that up, but just listening to people. The biggest thing, though, is everybody wants to talk about it, but nobody wants to do anything about it.
True.
You've got 4 or 5 people out there on Facebook that I love watching their posts, because they're fighting for everything that's going on, against the stuff, but everybody else just, oh, they shouldn't do that, or they should do that, or they deserve it. No, they don't deserve it.
Growing up, did politics ever enter your brain?
Not really.
No.
No, not until I was about 30. And then it
What
was,
changed?
I don't know. I just, most of it was, um, probably just watching the president at that time. I think it was the um, first Bush president,
Yeah.
or second Bush. Sorry, I think. When he got in there, everybody just condemned him, and then 9/11 changed everything. You know, just just people just have to get involved.
Right.
And things won't happen as often as they do. People won't get upset at certain people. People won't, oh, that's just the way it is. Yeah.
What is your goal in politics? What do you want to accomplish?
Um, just bring people's trust back to it. Because it's not there.
Hmm.
You know, I, I got my opinions. I mean, I can give them to you if you want, but I don't know. I usually do. You got Jack, who's really nice, running for mayor. You got Joe, who nobody likes. I mean, I don't want to say nobody. Half the county or more don't like him. I mean, he won the election with 34% of the vote.
Yeah.
That to me is not a person that should be there. There should be a runoff, in my opinion. When you don't get 50% of the vote, there should be a runoff for mayor.
Yeah.
But we don't do that. We don't have primaries. We don't do anything like that. But yeah, that just,
Now, most elections seem to be won by 30 or 40 some percent. I mean,
well,
that's just weird.
the main ones don't have competition. You know, you have 5 people running at one time, and then 8 people running, and
Yeah.
and it's hard.
What's the first thing you would try to help in Claiborne County if elected mayor?
The first thing, one of the first things would be the animal shelter. It needs to be bigger. I think it needs, in my opinion, I think it needs a humane officer that works for the actual animal shelter.
Yeah.
It's an actual cop, but it's not a cop trying to be a dog catcher. It's an actual humane officer
Yeah.
trying to catch animals, or do whatever they need to do if someone's violating laws.
Why do you feel that's important?
A lot of the abuse of the animals, a lot of people just not taking care of them. I see them tied up to trees here and there, and people, they might take them out some water. It's 90 degrees. I see them die. It's hard. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's their dog, their property. I get that, but there should be rules against that, in my opinion.
Okay, what'll be the next thing below that you would like to focus on as mayor?
Said I wasn't going to bring this up, but I'm going to do it anyway. The road commissioner.
Hmm.
I think that it needs to be an appointed position and not an elected position. And a lot of people disagree with that because they say favoritism gets in there. Well, favoritism gets in there no matter what, even in an election. If it's an appointed position, you can deal with the person when they're not doing their job.
Yeah.
Otherwise you have to wait 4 years. If you get a bad one in there, you got to wait 4 years to get rid of them. And you can discuss their pay. If it's an elected position, its pay's already set. And
Yeah.
you can't do anything about it. But I just feel that is one of the biggest things because everybody calls the mayor's office, says, my roads are bad. What can I do? And the mayor goes, I ain't over the roads. I can't do anything
can't
about
help.
it. I understand that, but he could be on more friendlier terms with the road commissioner and talk to him and say, hey, I got a complaint over here. Can you go check it out?
Yeah.
But he just says, I can't do nothing about it. It ain't my job.
In Claiborne County, it seems like there's a drug problem. Can the mayor really work with the new sheriff or whatever happens with that? How much can the mayor do to help with that problem?
Well, I think the mayor can do a lot. He can help with budgeting. He can help with getting a rehab center here in actual Claiborne County. Right now, they put people in a cell and let them detox and then release them, and they go right back out and do whatever they want. But I think that if the mayor got with the sheriff and they worked together, they could figure out, what we need to do. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, I'm drugs, but I don't know how to fix it. But you need a team of people to get together and fix it.
True. Okay, what's another topic in Claiborne County that you would like to address a little bit?
Wait. I guess the next one would be the school board. I
Yeah.
know there's nothing you can technically do, but if they're going to give out raises the way they do to certain people, you need to cut their budget. And I understand that if you cut a budget, you're cutting the kids' budget. I know you're hurting the kids.
Yeah.
But sometimes if they're going to act the way they do, they need to be held accountable. And they're not being held accountable. They're just, oh, we went over our budget. We need more money. No, and they usually give it to them. I'm going to these commissioner meetings and it's like, what? Why are you giving them more? They asked for this. They asked for 1,000 here or 5,000 here. I'm like, that's crazy. You should not be able to do that. Don't go over your budget unless it's like a disaster or something like that. I understand that, but
what about tourism in the county?
We need better tourism. We need things for people to do, like a water park would be good.
Oh, exactly. Oh, yes.
Something people would come to.
Yes.
It can have everything. We need a new bowling alley. I'm not saying anything against Hillcrest, but it's over there.
Yeah.
We need something on this side too.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
what other things to help the kids can we do? I mean, you mentioned a bowling alley. You mentioned a water park.
Well, since my wife was born and raised here, she always talks about how you guys had the movie theater, the drive-in.
Yes.
the skating rink,
Both
the Civic
iconic.
Center,
Or all three iconic.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, all those. I mean, why can't we bring those back? You know, the drive-in, the parking lot's still over there.
Yeah.
The screen's still up. I mean, I don't know if we could revive it or not. You know,
There's talk every few years about somebody trying to reopen it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't see why we can't get these things here. The movie theater, that obviously burned down, but I mean, can't repair that. But why can't we get something new? Why can't we get a YMCA here?
Yeah.
You know, things like that with a swimming pool inside so that you can swim all year round. You know, these things, I don't know what they've tried. I just know that if you tried hard enough, you get it.
Yeah. If you win the election this year, not what's the first thing. What's your main goal? If you are picked mayor, what's one of the first things you do? It's contributes to your main goal. Is it more so the roads? It's more so what is it to you? What would be that answer to you?
The roads.
The roads
That
definitely.
is the biggest
That
thing because
people would appreciate
you
that.
can't get the tourism, you can't get everything else unless the roads are better. People
Gotcha.
come here and they're like, well, we don't want to build here, you know, like we don't want to put anything up
Yeah.
here. You can't get to it without going across a road that has potholes all over it. You know, so I mean, it is getting better, but it's not anywhere near where it needs to be.
Okay, let's talk about your past. What is the most favorite thing you've ever done?
Bull 300.
Multiple times.
That is one of my favorite things I've ever done. Just I mean, I can say I have a 300 ring, you know, like that was just exciting.
Talk about the discipline and what goes into being a successful bowler that finally gets you 300 or more than one 300 game.
Just staying calm, not let. I mean, there's a lot of noise up until the ninth or the 10th frame. Then all of a sudden,
It's
everybody's
silence.
quiet.
Yep.
And I'm like, don't be quiet. I turn around. I'm like, guys, make noise. You know, I don't know why it gets so quiet in the bowling alley when you get trying to go for a 300. Yeah, I mean, you bowled the other 9 strikes with everybody making noise all over.
Is that a physical thing or a mental thing or
It's
both?
mental. It's mental. It's not physical. Just bowling in itself is mental, in my opinion. You know, if you know what you're going to do, I mean, you'll do it. Like I said, you can't stop that 10 pin from staying up. You know?
No, you can't. And it likes to.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about the politics or anything like that right now?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I've got one question
Okay.
from Paula Goins. If elected, how can citizens measure your success in 4 years?
Measure my success. Hopefully by word of mouth, by the trust that people have in me at that time in 4 years. I want people to change the way they think about politics by the way they think about politicians, I guess. You know, and answer. I mean, I guess just trust. That's the biggest thing.
Okay, you're in trouble.
Okay.
Melissa Widener Johnson.
Oh,
Marrying his wonderful wife, Melissa, should have been his favorite thing. LOL. Not bowling a 300.
no. I'm not going home.
I think I would. Take something to eat
Yeah.
when you go home. Oh, it's good to have a wife that keeps you grounded.
Yes.
It is. Well, short time with you, but I enjoyed it. Hang on a minute. I got another question. What ethic reforms, if any, would you support?
Well, first we need an ethics commission that people know they're on the committee. That happened in the last meeting. I don't know what happened in 2020 to make them change the rules, but now you're supposed to have 7 people on it, and 5 of them or 4 of them are supposed to be commissioners.
Hmm?
You should not be able to be over yourself to decide anything. Or I mean, there used to be 7 people on it or 9, but they were public. They were like you and me, you know, just out there. I mean, we were on the ethics committee. There's no pay for it, but if anything came up, that's the way it was. Now, like I said, 6 years ago, they decided to change it and make it to where, um, what, 4 commissioners, 1 board member, and two people from other uh, boards or something. Yeah, other committees. Yeah, so those 7 people, they decide if there's an actual issue, but they're basically deciding on themselves. Now they can recuse themselves, but it's still your best friend over there, on the commission with you, deciding your fate, and that should not be. So I would try to change that back to the way it used to be forever. Like
Yeah, you talked about the commissions. I'm going to add a question here. Does Claiborne County have too many commissioners?
you're gonna get me in trouble. Yes,
Explain. Explain.
I I am a belief that parts of that charter government that Joe Brooks wanted would have been good because it would have limited the amount of commissioners. The other parts of it weren't good. But someone else has brought up where just dropping it down to 11 commissioners and just having one from each area and then 2 at large.
Yeah.
So you can end up having 3 from one area, or you can have, 1 and 2 from 2 different areas. I just think that would be better. And plus, I mean, I don't know. You run into when you vote. I mean, they're doing those votes, and 2 people in the same district, they vote against each other. It's like they're offsetting each other's votes. So those people in that whole area don't count. That whole district doesn't count because their vote offset it. So and then when you recuse yourself because of something, those people aren't being represented.
You're right.
So
You're
it just
right.
needs to change. So that's why I think 11 would be good. That's my opinion.
Going back to the ethic reform, Paula wants to know what you're going to do to fix that. Are you going to how are you going to appoint a board of ethics?
Well, the commission, you got to get working with the commission to do it.
Yeah.
And you got to stay involved. You can't just let it go. I mean, because that's what happened last time, I guess,
Yeah.
when Juanita submitted all that and it got done, and then it's like it fell apart. Nobody followed up. I don't know if it's because she didn't get reelected or didn't run or whatever, but when she got off the commission, it just fell apart. No one like the one guy didn't even know he was on it, and he was a commissioner, and then the other guy is a commissioner still, and he didn't know he was on it. They just looked at each other when Jimmy's telling them they were on it. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So you'll pick a board from the commissioners and
Pick a board and let the commissioners vote on it. Obviously, I mean, I think they need to vote.
yeah, I think so too. That makes sense. Okay, a few more seconds. If you got another question, put it up there. Once again, I'd like to thank my marketing partners. Without them, we couldn't do what we do. You can see them across the bottom of your screen on the ticker. And the video, our premier partners, they're essential to us. And Rex up here at the Sports Center, thank you. If no other questions, we're gonna sign off here. Thanks for coming in again, and thanks for watching. And until next time, may God bless.